Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, and good morning from Canada, Eastern Standard Time, and all over the world. It may be evening for you, for your weekly participation in our sadhana program of hearing and chanting the glories of Srila Prabhupada from our unadulterated, unedited, unchanged books of Srila Prabhupada. And this is one of the unique qualities of this program, that we present things unchanged. And this is the business of many people nowadays, to change everything. Prabhupada coined it the change disease. And it's like a cancer. It's spread all over the spiritual body of our spiritual master, especially in his ISKCON group. And this is unfortunate. And we are very pleased to see the advancement that many new people are making as being part of this group, because that is the proof that what we are doing is affecting people, many people, in extremely positive ways. Yes. And you have to judge an action by its results. So these people that are in the other group are God brothers, actually. They have so many disciples, so-called, of their groups. Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu. It has come to my knowledge that one of them has over 70,000 disciples. Whoa, that's a lot. But what is the difference between us and them? We are interested in quality, not quantity, period. Quality. Let me use this example, Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu. It's a very simple one. How many people does it take to make a championship team, say, in basketball? Well, it takes approximately, there's a larger assortment of people that work in that field, but generally it takes 5 players to make a championship team. 5 only. And when those 5 people achieve their goal, they're celebrated all over the world in that field. Yes, just 5 people, not 70,000. So quality is the most important aspect of the Krishna Consciousness movement. That you have people that are serious. If you're not serious, we understand. Because Maya is very strong. She is. Look at how many people joined Srila Prabhupada when he was personally present with us. There were over 4,700 disciples. And how many have blooped? Do you know that term? Rochisha Devi Dasi, do you know that term? Blooped. This was an expression that we used back in the early days, let's say, to describe when a person came and went from the temple. He blooped. Well, the material world is an ocean, and he dove back into the ocean of confusion. That's all. He blooped. He left Prabhupada's service. And Prabhupada would be very disappointed with people that would bloop. He was aware of that, because he had the compassion to understand that they would suffer in this material world by the path of karmic activities. And this is what's happened when you bloop. You go back into And here's the term, Maya. M-A-Y-A. That which is not. It's not real. You think it is. You think that you're important. You think you're a big-time player. You're rich. You've got a nice car. You've got a big house. You've got all kinds of family members around you. You're going to serve them and be a good husband or a father. Okay, that's honorable, but it's still Maya. And this is the fact. We are interested in people that want to get out of this material world and want to work with us to achieve that collectively and serve the mission of our Guru together. Teamwork makes dreams work. Yes. And how many people are we looking for? Well, as many people that are serious. The more the merrier. I always say this, Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu. 2 is better than 1. 3 is better than 2. 4 is better than 3. And 5 and ongoing are always better. So the more the merrier. Yes, and it becomes potent. And I want to thank 3 of our people that are with us, that are part of this mission with us and are committed. I don't want to embarrass any of you, but I had a wonderful conversation with Mother Rochicia Devi Dasi. And we're very proud of Mother Amber, very proud of her that she's moving forward with her initiation. And Mother Shreya Devi Dasi, Vishnu Shreya right now, who's going to be taking initiation with the new group of devotees in September. Fantastic. How good are these people? First class. And just see the new introduction that we've created with Mother Shreya, Vishnu Shreya. Isn't it fantastic, huh? Everyone? It's fantastic. And we're working on the conclusion. It's not ready yet, but the closing slides are also going to, create a fine opening and closing of the program. It's like I used to use this example, Mother Rochicia Devi Dasi, of a suit. You buy a Giorgio Armani suit. Okay, it's really nice. You get all dressed up. I had a silk one. And but what was more important was the shirt and the tie, the socks and the shoes. Those details make a difference. They really do. So in the same way, the details of the work that we're doing are very important to show the real purpose of what we are doing, to help people globally get an understanding of our mission to please Srila Prabhupada in his unadulterated legacy. Now, someone would say, well, why do you always stress that point? Well, it's the basis of spiritual life, is to have a bona fide spiritual master. And any kind of deviation from that, any deviation, will ruin your spiritual life. It's like cancer. If you have cancer, like I go every year for a cystoscopy, because I had cancer. And Yaśodā just did a colonoscopy. Now you go there. Why does the surgeon do that? Because he wants to make sure that there's no cancer left in your system. That's right. So we're like spiritual scientists here. Oh yes, we are. And we want to make sure that there's no deviation from this principle without any hesitation, without any confusion, because this is essential for the serious students that want to protect Prabhupada's legacy. No cancer, no compromise. We have a nice new devotee with Vinay Sandeep. He's also getting initiated in September. Oh yeah. And he's very serious about no compromise. And he's in Bangalore, India. Now, Bangalore, I didn't really know what what kind of city it was, but it's a city like in Silicon Valley in America. It's the, computer capital, technology capital of India. And that's a big deal. Oh yeah, just like Silicon Valley is a big deal. And he's there and he gives us information about ISKCON Bangalore, what they're doing. We're getting all kinds of information about them, what their policies are and their directions and their preaching work, etc. It's educational. So we have people that are giving us all that kind of insight. And another point that I wanted to make, we have an oath of allegiance, just so you know. And we expect the members of our group that are serious to sign this oath of allegiance to this mission. Why? Because it shows their commitment. People that are serious, they have a commitment, an oath of commitment that they make to their group. And this is common in a lot of mundane organizations. They expect commitment. If you're not committed, then go with some other group. That's all right. We're not against that. But at the same time, we are working with people that are serious. And this oath of allegiance, we will present it later this week. It's a very basic thing. It's not complicated and it's not difficult, but it shows that people really care and they admit it, because groups come together in order to achieve goals. That's why you come together. Whether it's a company or a religious organization, it's through people, good devotees, serious devotees that are with us, that are making this happen. And we thank all of you for being part of this. And please move forward with us as a team cooperatively to achieve success. Because we want success, yes. What is success? That people understand that Prabhupada is a pure devotee. He is still living in his sound incarnation, his Vani incarnation, and everybody can take shelter of him, even with the circumstances, time circumstances in place that are existing in 2025. And I'll finish up by saying, this particular class that we conduct, I was talking to Roshisha Devi Dasi about this the other day, is very comprehensive and I would say far more educational than most of the classes that we had back in the day. Oh yes, like for example, a lot of times back in the day, everybody would half the class was asleep. Even in Toronto, we had Jagadish. He used to fall asleep while he was lecturing. Like, yeah, I'll go right out. I go, what? I look at him like, what's the matter with you? You're falling asleep while you're talking. But here, in these programs, Krishna Kata, Prabhu, everybody's attentive like crazy. They're actually not only attentive, Yaśodā-nandana, they're forensic. If you say one thing that may be slightly not something they might agree with or whatever, they're going to bring it up. Forensic. And that's a good sign that they're listening. And look at this. The other thing is, where have you been in a class where there's all kinds of references to letters and passages from purports and all kinds of details, pastimes that are being presented during the talk to all of us? Where have you ever Maxime, have you ever been to a class where it's so detailed, so much detailed information that is provided for you in terms of your education in becoming a devotee of Prabhupada? Have you ever? You won't find it, brother. You won't. You can go and search all over the internet and see if you can do it. We're not challenging people, we're just stating it. And I think that the example of our membership becoming so inspired, even if it's a small group, so inspired and so expert in serving, that this is proof of the potency of this particular program that we've created. Oh, yes. And you can drop out if you want. That's okay. You have a right. But it'll be your loss, not ours. That is a fact. Go ahead, drop out. Go with Radhanath, or go on your own, for example. Because a lot of people, they're independent people, and they'll go on their own. And I speak to our God sisters and God brothers around the world, and they say, oh, I just want to listen to Prabhupada lectures. I run my own little program with 5 people, and I go out and distribute prasadam, and I'm active. Okay. Excellent. Go ahead. Do it. Just do it. Sounds like a Nike ad, eh? Rochisha Devi Dasi. Just go do it. Yeah, go and do it. But you're welcome to come here and soak up the nectar of this opportunity, because we are not only doing these classes, we are printing and publishing Prabhupada's, printing his Srimad Bhagavatam, Delhi Bhagavatam. I'm sorry, some people miss this. If you can go back and hear this opening, it'll be very educational for you. I'm not going to repeat it. A lot of people do that to me, Yasoda? Could you please repeat what you just said again? Because I liked it so much. No, my friend Joe Felice has been like that all my life. Oh, hold on, Bob. Could you repeat that exactly? So, like that, oath of allegiance. We expect it, that you sign it. And we're designing the new one, and we'll show it to you later on in the week after I work with Mother Shreya Devi Dasi to do it. And she's working with me in our internet media communications group. And we're going to be doing as much as we can to help everyone become inspired to take up this mission with us and move forward step by step as you get older. Step by step, as you get older, you become more fixed up and fulfill the mission of life with the process of hearing and chanting from the bona fide source. We're going to go to the bona fide source right now, which is the talks between Krishna and Rukmini in the Krishna book. And I wanted to say before we start Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu, this reading, every time I read these pastimes, I recall that Prabhupada has so succinctly written these pastimes and used references from all over the Shastras, as you know. He wasn't just making things up. He was collecting all the information from the Acharyas and then delivering it purely to us in these books. And people that say that Prabhupada never gave the highest teaching, like those people, Nilesh, from the Gaudiya Math, and you have some experience with them. I know you do because you go to some of these group meetings, some by them. They are completely in Maya because they don't read these books, they don't understand them, and they can't relish the opportunity that all of us have to get the highest information from the pure devotee representative of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. One of my friends, I was talking to him in Vrindavan 3 days ago. He's a sannyasi in the Gaudiya Math. He used to be a devotee in Toronto with us on our Sankirtan party. And he's saying, oh, well, I want to give you all the references of how Prabhupada and Sridhar Swami were best of friends. Fair enough. But still, Prabhupada gave us instructions, do not associate with the Gaudiya Math members, my God brothers. Now someone could say, well, that's not true, like him. But we have factual proof. And Prabhupada presented the highest truth, and it's proven here in the Krishna book. And we're going to read from it, from the chapter, Talks Between Krishna and Rukmini. And we're moving to the end of the chapter. It's a fairly long chapter, very detailed. But this section, I've been reading it over and over again, like Yaśodā encouraged me. If you don't understand it, then read it over and over again till you finally get it. That's what Prabhupada told us. Don't just flip through the pages and let it go sail off into the mental platform of confusion. My dear lotus-eyed husband, you are self-satisfied. You do not care whether or not I am beautiful or qualified. Now she's speaking here. You are not at all concerned about therefore your non-attachment for me is not at all astounding. It is quite natural. You cannot be attached to any woman, however exalted her position and beauty. Whether you are attached to me or not, may my devotion and attention be always engaged in your lotus feet. The material mode of passion is also your creation, Krishna. So when you passionately glance upon me, I accept it as the greatest boon of life, my life. I am ambitious only for such auspicious moments. And that should be our principle. Do not try to see Krishna, but act in such a way that Krishna will see you. After hearing Rukmini's statements and her clarification of each and every word, which he had used to arouse her anger of love toward him, Krishna addressed Rukmini as follows. My dear chaste wife, my dear princess, I was expecting such an explanation for you. For this purpose only, I spoke all these joking words. It's a joking words from Krishna. So that you might be cheated of the real point of view. Now my purpose has been served. The wonderful explanations that you have given to each and every word of mine is completely factual and approved by me. O most beautiful Rukmini, you are my most dearmost wife. I am greatly pleased to understand how much love you have for me. Please take it for granted that no matter what ambition and desire you might have, and no matter what you might expect from me, I am always at your service. And it is a fact also that my devotees, my dearmost friends and servitors, are always free from material contamination, even though they are not inclined to ask from me such liberation. My devotees never desire anything from me except to be engaged in my service. So this is the mentality that we should follow as devotees in the PDA Hare Krishna Society. Selfless servants of Srila Prabhupada. And yet, because they are completely dependent on me, yes, we are, even if they are found to ask something from me, that is not material. Such ambitions and desires, instead of becoming the cause of material bondage, become the source of liberation from this material world. My dear chaste and pious wife, I have tested on the basis of strict chastity your love for me, for your love for your husband, and you have passed the examination most successfully. I have purposely agitated you by speaking many words which are not applicable to your character, but I am surprised to see that not a pinch of your devotion to me has been deviated from its fixed position. Very interesting pastime here. Joking words, Krishna says. My dear wife, I am the bestower of all benedictions, even up to the standard of liberation. from this material world, and it is only I who can stop the continuation of material existence and call one back to home, back to Godhead. And you can do that in this lifetime, Prabhus. It's possible in a moment's time to be able to come to that platform. One who has devotion for me is adulterated, worships me for some material. One whose devotion for me is adulterated worships me from some material benefit, just to keep himself in the world of material happiness, culminating in the pleasure of sex life. One who engages himself in severe penance and austerities just to attain this material happiness is certainly under the illusion of my external energy. Persons who are engaged in my devotional service simply for the purpose of material gains and sense gratification certainly are very foolish. Material happiness based on sex life is available in the most abominable species of life, such as the hogs and dogs. Everybody loves dogs, don't they? No one should try to approach me for such happiness, because it is available even if one is put into a hellish condition of life. It is better, therefore, for persons who are simply after material happiness and not after me to remain in that hellish condition. And it's extensive. Throughout the three worlds, you can be born in the lower planetary systems. It's worse than here. And it's bad here. Kali Yuga, bad. Material combination is so strong that everyone is working very hard day and night, true, for material happiness. The show of religiousness, austerity, patience, humanitarianism, philanthropy, politics, science, everything is aimed at realizing some material benefit. That's especially in America. From the immediate success of material benefit, the materialistic person generally worship different demigods. And under the spell of material propensities, they sometimes take to the devotional service of the Lord. Sometimes it so happens that if a person sincerely services the Lord and at the same time maintains material ambition, the Lord very kindly removes the source of material happiness. Oh yeah, no kidding. I've been through that. Without finding any recourse of material happiness, the devotee then engages himself absolutely in pure devotional service. Lord Krishna continued, "My dear best of the queens, it is clearly understood by me that you have no material ambition. Your only purpose is to serve me, and you have been long engaged in unalloyed service. Exemplary, unalloyed devotional service not only can bestow upon the devotees liberation from the material world, but it also promotes him to the spiritual world for being eternally engaged in my service. Persons who are too addicted to material happiness cannot render such service. Women whose hearts are polluted and full of material desires devise various means of sense gratification while outwardly showing themselves to be great devotees. We also see that with men, especially some of these men in ISKCON that pretend to be gurus. My dear honored wife, although I have thousands of wives, I do not think that any of them can love me more than you. The particular proof of your extraordinary position is that you have never seen me before your marriage. You have simply heard about me from a third person." Very interesting. "And still your faith in me was so fixed that even in the presence of many qualified, rich, and beautiful men of the royal order, you did not select any one of them as your husband. Instead, on having me. You know, it's interesting. You've never met Prabhupada, but you hear about Prabhupada from third persons, and you want to become his disciple. You neglected all the princes present, and very politely you sent me a confidential letter inviting me to kidnap you. Kidnapper. While I was kidnapping you, your elder brother Rukmi violently protested and fought with me. As a result of the fight, I defeated him mercilessly and disfigured his body. Ouch. At the time of Aniruddha's marriage, when we were all engaged in playing chess, there was another fight and with your brother Rukmi on a controversial verbal point. My elder brother Balaram finally killed him. Holy. I was surprised to see that you did not utter even a word of protest over this incident. Because of your great anxiety that you might be separated from me, you suffered all the consequences without speaking even a word. As a result of this great silence, my dear wife, you have purchased me for all time. So this is the criteria. How to get Krishna. Have this mentality of Rukmini. Please. That's what Prabhupada's explaining to us. I have become eternally under your control. You sent your messenger to me, inviting me to kidnap you, and when you found that there was a little delay in my arriving on the spot, you began to see the whole world as vacant. At that time, you concluded that your beautiful body was not fit to be touched by anyone else. Therefore, thinking that I was not coming, you decided to commit suicide. Wow. And immediately end that body. My dear Rukmini, such great and exalted love for me will always remain within my soul. And Krishna is the Paramatma. So all of you, all of us who adapt or adopt these states of surrender and this mentality of complete service, Krishna is aware of them. Krishna knows everything. I am concerned it is not within my power to repay you. Krishna is saying, I can't repay you for your unalloyed devotion to me. That's what buys Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, certainly has no business being anyone's husband or son or father, because everything belongs to him and everyone is under his control. He does not require anyone's help for his satisfaction. He's completely independent. He is Atmarama, self-satisfied. He can derive all pleasure by himself without anyone's help. This is Prabhupada explaining this to us. When the Lord descends to play the part of a human being, he plays a role either as a husband, a son, friend, or an enemy in full perfection. As such, when he was playing as the perfect husband of the queens, especially of Rukmini, he enjoyed conjugal love in complete perfection. According to the Vedic literature, all polygamy is allowed. None of the wives will be ill-treated. In other words, one may take many wives only if he is able to satisfy all of them equally as an ideal householder. Otherwise, it is not allowed. Krishna, Lord Krishna, is the world teacher. Therefore, even though he had no need for a wife, he expanded himself into many forms as he had wives, and he lived with them as an ideal householder, observing the regulative principles and rules and commitments in accordance with the Vedic injunctions and the social laws and customs of the society for each of his 16,108 wives. So Krishna is all pervasive, and he's everyone's eternal friend. He simultaneously maintained different places, and the Lord, although one, exhibited himself as 16,108 householders. How was that? Achisha, did you love that? I think so. This is how to understand this philosophy, as explained without any compromise from Srila Prabhupada. And the last point before we move to our next section, this is not bridge preaching, please. These bridge preachers are, I'm going to change it from bridge preaching to bogus preaching. You're not bridge preaching, you're bogus preaching because you're changing the philosophy for some kind of material motive. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. We're going to move forward with our next section. And that's Prabhupada speaking. It's a lecture. We've added these lectures in, 3 of them at every class, so that we can all connect with Srila Prabhupada in real time at the Prabhupada Disciples Association Hare Krishna Society weekly sadhana program, which will fix you up if you listen. If you don't listen, the results will speak for themselves. Haribo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam.
We should not forget that we are always under suffering. There are 3 kinds of suffering. I don't say about this economic problem, or that is also another suffering, but according to basic knowledge, or it is a fact, there are 3 kinds of suffering. One kind of suffering belonging to the body and the mind. Now suppose I am getting some headache. Now I am feeling very warm, I am feeling very cold. And so many bodily sufferings there are. Then similarly, we have got suffering from the mind. My mind is not well today. Somebody has called me something, so I am suffering, or I have lost something, some friend. So many things. So sufferings of the body and mind. And then sufferings by the nature. Nature. This is called Adi-Daivik, which we have no control. In every suffering we have no control, especially suppose there is heavy snowfall. The whole New York City is flooded with snow and you are all put into inconvenience. That's a sort of suffering. But you have no control. You cannot stop snow falling. You see? There is a wind, cold wind. You cannot stop it. This is called Adi-Daivik suffering. And the suffering of the mind and suffering of the body is called Adhyatmic. And there is other suffering, Adi-Bhautik, attacked by other living beings. My enemy, some animal, or some worm, so many. So these 3 kinds of sufferings are there, all. But we do not want all these sufferings. When this question comes, now here Arjuna is conscious that there is a fight, and it is my duty to fight with the enemy, but there is suffering because they are my kinsmen. So he is feeling that. So unless a human being is conscious and awakened to the fact that we are always in suffering, but we do not want all these suffering. This question, such a person is required to approach spiritual world. When he is conscious, is it? So long his animal life, that he does not know that he is always in suffering. He does not know, he does not care, or he does not want to make a solution. Here Arjuna is suffering, and he wants to make a solution, and therefore he accesses his spiritual master. So when we are conscious of our suffering, we are awakened to the suffering situation. Suffering is there, Forgetfulness or ignorance of suffering is no meaning. Suffering is there. But when one is very serious to make a solution of his suffering, then a spiritual master is required. Just like Arjuna requires now a spiritual master. Is it clear? Yes. So, the suffering is there. It does not require any education. Simply a thinking, a slight thinking, that I do not want all these sufferings, but I am suffering. Why? Is there any solution? But is there any solution? All these scriptures, all this Vedic knowledge, everything, and not only Vedic knowledge, now, why you are going to school, why you are going to college, why you are taking scientific education, why you are taking law education, everything is meant for ending our suffering. If there was no suffering, then nobody would have taken education, is it? But he thinks that if I am educated, if I become a doctor, or if I become a lawyer, or if I become an engineer, I will be happy. That is the ultimate aim. I will get a good job, government job, I will be happy. The happiness is the end of every pursuance. So, but these mitigation of sufferings, they are temporary. Real suffering is due to this material existence. These three kinds of suffering. So, when one is conscious about his suffering and he wants to make a solution of the suffering, then there is necessary of spiritual master. Now, if you want to make a solution of your suffering and you want to consult a person, now what sort of person he must be who can endure all suffering? That selection must be there. If you want to purchase a jewel and a diamond and very valuable thing, and if you go to a grocer's shop, such kind of ignorance, you must be cheated. You must be cheated. At least you must approach a jewelry shop. Jewelry shop, you say, so much knowledge you must have.
Hare Krishna.
Cannot hear you. No sound, no sound.
Hare Krishna, Vishwakarma Bro. We can't hear you, bro. You are unmuted, but you don't know why.
Cannot hear you, cannot hear you.
Sign. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivas Adi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Sri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Sam Kund Radha Kund Giridhavan ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Navadvip Dham ki jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Jamuna Mai ki jai, Tulasi Devi ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you from Srimad Bhagavatam 1:1:1. Narayanam namaskritya Narayanam namaskritya Naram cheva narottamam Naram cheva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam mudirayat Tato jayam mudirayat. One should utter the means of conquest, Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad-gītā, after offering respectful obeisances, 1, to the personality of Godhead, Narayana, 2, to the Narayana Rishi, who is the supermost human being, 3, to the Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, then 4, to Srila Vyasadeva, the author, from Srimad Bhagavatam 1-4. Welcome everyone to this reading on Srimad Bhagavad-gītā. This reading and discussion is being conducted on the basis of the original 1972 Macmillan edition, the non-adulterated edition, and all purport, translations, and synonyms are from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, Founder-Ācārya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as the Krishna Consciousness Movement. As we do every week, we will be reciting a few selected verses from the beginning of the Bhagavad-gītā, which were introduced directly by Srila Prabhupada himself early on in 1966 in New York, USA, when he started his program of lecturing on the sacred Bhagavad-gītā. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. When will Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaguna Ragunatan Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaguna Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of all Vaishnavas. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanatana Goswami, as well as Raghunath Dasa and Raghunath Bhatta, Gopala Bhatta, and Srila Jiva Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, along with Advaita Acharya Gadadhar, Srivas, and other associates. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna, along with their associates Sri Lalita and Vishaka. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Oh, my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distressed and the source of creation. You are the master of the gopis and the lover of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Tapta Kanchana Gourangi. Next slide, please. Tapta Kanchana Gourangi. Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Vrishabhanu Sute Devi. Pranamami Haripriye. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavana. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Sri Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like these are trees, and who are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let us proceed with the specific verse for today. We are reading from chapter 13, text number 29. Samam pashyani sarvatra samavastitam ishvaram nahi nasti atmanatmanam tato yati param gatim. Samam, equally, pashyan, seeing, he certainly, sarvatra, everywhere, samavastitam, equally situated, ishwaram, super soul, na, does not, hinasti, degrade, atmana, by the mind, atmanam, the soul, tataha yati, then reaches, param, the transcendental, gatim, destination. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. One who sees the super soul in every living being and equal everywhere does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus, he approaches the transcendental destination. Purport by His Divine Grace. The living entity, by accepting his material existence as just so much suffering, can become situated in his spiritual existence. If one understands that the Supreme is situated in his Paramatma manifestation everywhere, that is, if one can see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in every living thing, he does not degrade himself, and he therefore gradually advances in the spiritual world. The mind is generally addicted to self-centered processes, but when the mind turns to the Supersoul, one becomes advanced in spiritual understanding. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Meritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaham Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Bhakti Siddhanta Shishyaya Bhaktivedanta Namine Prasannaya Prashantaya Tasme Gurave Namah Bhagavad-vandanam Khadyam Guru Vandana Purvakam Kshiram Sharkara Yuktam Kadatehi Visheshatah Adadana Strinam Danteridam Yache Punaha Punaha Srimad Rupa Padam Bhoja Dulishyam Janma Janmani Amsho Bhagavatos Myaham Sadadaso Esmi Sarvata Tat Kripa Pikshako Nityam Tat Prishta Satkaromi Swam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada was once asked a question from a senior devotee manager, of all the things that you have taught, what is the most important? And Prabhupada quoted a verse from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Yasya Deve Parabhaktir Yata Devi Tata Guru Tasyete Katita Yartaha Prakashante Mahatmanaha. For those who have firm faith in the Supreme Lord and the spiritual master, all the meaning and the imports of Vedic literature is manifested. Prakashante Mahatmanaha. Now, this is a very important point, because sometimes we come across some very scholarly, academic-minded devotees who challenge Srila Prabhupada's order for initiations. They don't like it. They claim that this is bogus, this is nonsense, this is a concoction, this is not what Prabhupada did. Okay, so if you don't accept what Prabhupada did, what did he do? What arrangement did His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda in 1977, in the last few months of his manifested presence, what arrangement did he make for initiations for his followers, for his students, specifically for the aftermath of his departure, when you are, particularly at that time when you're no longer with us? Some people say that he appointed 11 successors. Some people say that he appointed 11 initiating acharyas, uttamadhikaris. Okay, show us when, where, how. That they cannot do. Or there's plenty of interpretations, plenty of statements that they will come up with. But what people don't seem to understand is that many of these conversations were not available for almost 10 years after November 14th, 1977. Why? Why did it take so long to get a proper transcript of a very important conversation between the leading managers of that society and Srila Prabhupada? Why is it that Prabhupada will almost took 10 years to surface? It was written in various safes of various leaders. Why is it that at Mayapur in 1978, the first official meeting of the society, when all the devotees gathered at Mayapur, why is it that there was no public discussion of this so-called appointment tape? Why? Why is it that nobody, the temple president, the leading Samkirtan devotees, the sannyasis, the leading sannyasis, why is it there was no discussion amongst these devotees? Why? Why the secrecy? Why the political backroom dealing? Why? Because of personal motivation. How many times have we heard Srila Prabhupada talking how the process of bhakti should be done without personal motivation? This is a very important point. If there is personal motivation, then there's politics, there's personal agenda, all kinds of secrecy, all kinds of nonsense. But that was not Srila Prabhupada's process. For those of you who may have studied the conversation books with Srila Prabhupada, in 1977, at one point, Srila Prabhupada said, what is this fish, this secret talk? Talk openly, talk publicly. Srila Prabhupada many times complained that the leading members of his Guru Maharaj institution engage in various nonsensical activities just after his departure on the 31st of December, 1937. They unauthorizedly appoint one Acharya, who subsequently proved to be unqualified. Another person took everybody to court, whom Prabhupada called the High Court Acharya in his purports in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And everybody else, so many of them decided they were all going to become independent Acharya, and the whole mission was defeated. The whole unity and momentum of the sacred mission of His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, was defeated. What happened in 1978, 77? In our movement, instead of appointing one Acharya, the leading managers appointed 11. Lying to the devotees, misrepresenting Srila Prabhupada's statements that Prabhupada had appointed them. Of course, they told us that they had reached this conclusion in consultation with higher authorities. Oh, really? Who are these higher authorities? Vishwakarma Prabhu. Thank you. Vishwakarma Prabhu knows very well. He was the temple president in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, for many years. He knows very well there was no discussion by Srila Prabhupada in the last few months of his manifested presence of higher authorities than him and his movement. Of course, there's always the highest authority of Lord Krishna, of Radha Krishna, the previous acharyas, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, the Panchatattva, and the great acharyas. These are the higher authorities. But who are these higher authorities that they were talking about? That they've never been able to identify. Who did they consult? Did Prabhupada give them enough information? Did Srila Prabhupada give the leaders of this society enough management instruction? Of course he did. Did they understand what he was saying? To a certain degree. The problem we have here is that political nonsense has no place in spiritual life. Why do we say this? I'll revert back to a text that I've said many times, maybe Neil Sharma Prabhu can have. Bhagavad-gītā chapter 4, text 42. And this is very important, and we've dealt with this before. And why do we keep quoting this specific purport? Because it becomes more and more relevant every day as we see so many of the activities of the managerial class, the self-appointed Acharya class, and the LJEP. LJEP means the Living Guru Experimental Project. Bhagavad-gītā, chapter 4, text 42, page 268 and 269. Last couple of sentences. One is therefore advised to study Bhagavad-gītā or any other scripture under a bona fide spiritual master with service and surrender. A bona fide spiritual master is in a disciplic succession from time eternal, and it does not deviate at all from the instructions of the Supreme Lord, as they were imparted millions of years ago to the sun god, from whom the instructions of Bhagavad-gītā have come down to the earthly kingdom. One should therefore follow the path of Bhagavad-gītā as it is expressed in the Gita itself, and beware of self-interested people after personal aggrandizement who deviate others from the actual path. The Lord is definitely the supreme person, and his activities are transcendental. One who understands this is a liberated person from the very beginning of his study of the Gita. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to the 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad-gītā in the matter of transcendental knowledge. So why do we keep reverting back to this pretty frequently? Because unless somebody understands this very clearly, it's highly likely he will be misled by the propaganda of some self-ambitious person. The process of Krishna consciousness is not difficult to understand. How many times have we heard Srila Prabhupada say that Krishna consciousness is simple for the innocent or the sincere person and very difficult for the crooked? What is Prabhupada talking about? Those who have personal ambition plans for profit, adoration, and distinction, it is very difficult for them to understand this philosophy. Although they may pretend that they understand, although they may pretend and profess that, oh, we've had so much personal, physical, living association with Srila Prabhupada, we had high position in this society, we got so many personal letters from Prabhupada, and we got so many morning walks with Prabhupada. Oh, that's very nice. That is to your credit. We appreciate all that. Oh, here's the actual quote. Thank you for that. I've been looking for this for quite some time. Let's put it back towards the... This is from an initiation lecture in Boston. Put it back up, please. In Boston, Massachusetts, USA, on December 26, 1969. Let's put it towards the end. This is a very important quote. Srila Prabhupada explains, do you think intoxication can be cured by intoxication? No, that is not possible. So these 4 rules you have to follow, and you keep to Krishna consciousness. Then your life is sublime. Very simple thing. Very simple thing. But it is simple for the simple, but it's very hard for the crooked, yes. So those who are going to be initiated, they should always remember these restrictive 4 rules and chant Hare Krishna at least 16 rounds. And eat Bhagavad Prasadam, Krishna Prasadam, and be happy. Dance. That's all. Is there any difficulty? Devotees, no. Prabhupada, laughter. No difficulty. And people will write the bright face. Yes, they will have to admit it, because it is purifying. There is no impurity. Without being pure, how can you expect to reach God? This is all rascaldom. To keep oneself dirty, unpure in mind, in body, in feelings, in character, and he wants to go to God. Rascal. Forget. There is no entrance for you to God. The point being here, Prabhupada has explained things very nicely, very clearly, sometimes very simply, sometimes in great detail. It is up to us, especially those that are going to be initiated in a few weeks, to follow the process, accept the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, accept the discipline given by Srila Prabhupada, and thus become a student, become a follower and a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, following his discipline and his instructions. Janme Janme Prabhu se Gnivdya Gyan Hride Prakshna. We pray when we do this Guru Puja every day, that you are my master birth after birth. From you, ecstatic prem emanates, and you give us transcendental knowledge. Let us become good recipients of the transcendental knowledge given by Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Back to you in the studio.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me, Yaśodā?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, there was a slight technical problem with the connection, that's all. So I'm sorry that happens, but problems do come. Just like suffering, Prabhupada said in the previous speech by him. And it was interesting to note, Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu, that Prabhupada said this, and it really caught my attention. He said, suffering may be caused by somebody saying something to you. He goes, someone has said something to me, and then I get disturbed. It's just a few words. So people are weak-minded. They are affected in so many different ways by material life. Yes, but we have to be transcendental to these experiences. And the sufferings, we have no control over suffering. Prabhupada said, you're suffering, but you have no control over the suffering, just like you can't stop the snow falling. You could say, oh, I don't like it. It's causing me cold. I'm being cold and wet. But what can you do? So our solution is, as you said, is to constantly take shelter of Prabhupada. And the other point that you made is very interesting. Yes, not only was I in Mayapur in 1978, but I was, by my peers, elected as the chairman of the Temple Presidents Association. And I was also, I don't want to speak about I, but this is, the I is what was happening to me, was I was invited to sit in the GBC meeting. Back then it was an elitist club. And even though the temple presidents were in charge of running the movement, not the GBC were simply working as agents for Srila Prabhupada to help him supervise the operation of the society that was run by the temple presidents. But they minimized us. It was terrible. I was president for 10 years. They minimized us because they did not understand the mission. They never read the books. They never did Sankirtan. They were pencil pushers. That's all they did. And run up phone bills. Gopal Krishna used to come to Toronto. He never went on Sankirtan. But he was on the phone, and the bills back then were $2,000 to $3,000 a month at the Toronto Temple from him. Thank you very much. That's what I remember about you, and also the discouraging letters and misinformation that he was propagating for his own personal ambitions. Mr. Pepsi Cola. What a tragedy to have to deal with it. So very, very interesting comments that you made. And when I was in the GBC meetings, just to further, before we move to our next section, they did not discuss to us any of the temple presidents. It was a cover-up, simply a cover-up, and misinformation about how the movement should be conducted in terms of initiation and sustenance after Prabhupada's departure, because they were interested in self-aggrandizement. And when I came back from Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu, when I came back from India from that 78 meeting, then because we had the biggest temple in North America in Toronto, and a burgeoning Hindu population that was interested in coming, I had a procession of these fake gurus come to the Toronto temple on an ongoing basis, from Satsrup to Kirtananda to Gopal Krishna to Hamsaduta to Tamal Krishna, to name a few, that showed up constantly trying to solicit my support to make them the GBC guru for Toronto temple. It was simply a proof of what you said. They covered everything up. And these people are nobodies now. That movement has fallen apart. In North America, it's Hinduized. That's all it is. And it's a money-seeking organization trying to solicit donations from Hindus. And I saw a slide the other day on Facebook posts, because I look at that, and it had a list of all the pujas that they were offering for the Hindu community. There was about 15 of them. Car puja and weddings and baby baptisms or whatever. So this is unfortunate. And, thank you for speaking about these matters to us, because it is Prabhu's. Some people are saying, well, you shouldn't bring those up. Well, we don't bring them up. Prabhupada brings them up. When you brought up the verses today, and Prabhupada talks about the relationship between the disciple and the guru and Krishna. These topics are the key of it. You have to be understanding in terms of disciplic succession. It is, because then you can be connected. For example, you plug a utensil or an item into a socket, but if the socket doesn't work, you won't get any light. So in the same way, you start to read books by Radhanath, the Mayavadi preacher. Oh yeah. If you read the book, you can see that I read a book by this Guru Das. I couldn't even get past the first introduction from him. It was just absolutely, totally off mark. You plug yourself into those people, the light won't go on in your brain. But if you plug in to the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, that Prabhupada is present in his Vani incarnation, that he is alive, he can initiate us as Prabhupada disciples. If you plug into this principle that everything that the Guru speaks, everything that Prabhupada speaks is Shastra. It's not just words, but it's Shastra. The whole pastime, the entire pastime, and we're still in the pastime of Srila Prabhupada's mission. When you connect with that, then you can read these books and feel inspired spiritually by the mercy of the spiritual master in Krishna. That is the correct understanding of this philosophy. And all of this other garbage is mental concoction based on material motivation. So a few words here. And like I said, I'm sorry I was disconnected there for a few seconds. We're going to move forward with our next section of the program, which is Yaśoda's new readings. Go ahead, Yaśodā-nandana, please. We're reading from the Living Guru. Again, his microphone's on.
Ram Raghava Rupa Goswami display the Our Living Guru section on the screen. Okay, which section are we at here? Can you bring it up a little bit up? bring the page up a little bit. Okay. Okay, we are really reading from Our Living Guru, which is a philosophical essay dealing with ongoing issues at that time in 1993, explaining Srila Prabhupada's position as the bona fide Acharya. This is an explanation of different high qualities of the Sadguru, or the pure devotee guru. Embracing Krishna. The true Acharya, the spiritual master of the entire world, must be considered an incarnation of Krishna's mercy. Indeed, he is personally embracing Krishna. He is therefore the spiritual master of all the varnas and ashramas, social and spiritual division. Since he is understood to be the most advanced devotee, he is called Paramahamsa Thakur. Paramahamsa means great swan-like saint, Thakur as good as God, embraced by Krishna. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 25, text 9, Srila Prabhupada adds still more detail to this awesome picture of the eternal preceptor guru. Quote, such an Acharya or spiritual master should be considered non-different from Krishna. That is, it should be considered the incarnation of Lord Krishna's potency. Such a personality is Krishna Lingita Vigraha. That is, he is always embraced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. He is the guru or spiritual master for the entire world, a devotee on the topmost platform, the Mahabhagavata stage. Note, Srila Prabhupada clearly establishes the standard and qualification of the actual Mahabhagavata, pure devotee, as opposed to the imitator or neophyte. The GBC recognizes that the above qualifications are required to be a worshipable Sampradaya Acharya. However, the living guru stated in 1978 that they had assumed the position of Nikunja Yuno, assisting the gopis, knowing well that they had not achieved that platform. Some of the living gurus are still worshipped as Nikunja Ratikeli Siddhyai. Some of them are now discussing the intimate pastimes of the gopis. Mahabhagavata in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 330, Srila Prabhupada emphasizes, quote, the guru must be situated on the topmost platform of devotional service. There are three classes of devotees, and the guru must be accepted from the topmost class. The first class devotee is the spiritual master for all kinds of people. It is said, Guru Nrinam. The word Nrinam means of all human beings. When one has attained the topmost position of Mahabhagavata, he is to be accepted as a guru and worshipped exactly like Hari, the personality of Godhead. Only such a person is eligible to occupy the post of guru. Let me just repeat that. For those who claim that less qualification, they can be worshipped as good as Krishna. Only such a person is eligible to occupy the post of guru. Thank you very much. Back to you in the studio. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's a very important point, because I just saw a speech by Bhaktivedanta, and he's saying, well, if your guru falls down, you just go pick another one. It's so whimsical. It's like Forrest Gump, go to a box of chocolates. If you don't like this one, take another one. And you go from guru to guru and you try to go back to Godhead. No, this is absolutely blasphemy. Blasphemy is not a minor thing. It's a serious item, and it's karmically carries a lot of serious negative result for the person that blasphemes Prabhupada and his bona fide disciples. They can blaspheme me. They can call me Judas, the Sajamil. You're Judas. Judas Iscariot, the one who offended Christ by spreading mistruth. We're not spreading mistruth. These other people are. And we're trying to give them help, but they won't take it. So my point is, Prabhus, you can beat a dead horse, but you're not going to get anywhere. You can go and try to explain to them. You can be the most compassionate, sincere devotee, and they'll laugh at your face. And maybe they might even beat you like Bhakta Ran Singh did when he went to explain to people in Sacramento, oh, this isn't the right thing. And they beat him just recently. So, these things are going on even in 2025. So don't waste your time with this type of preaching work. No, it's actually one of the offenses in chanting the holy name to preach to the unfaithful. Don't do it. It's not going to help you. And eventually you'll wake up and realize that these people are blind by their own personal ambition, and they're blind by the misled information that they've heard from other people, and they quote it from them. A lot of times when people attack me, I ask them, oh, by the way, how old are you? They come online, oh, yes, you're, and they're like 16 or 17 or 18 years old. What do they know? Well, maybe they may, but not much. And then the other thing is, I ask them, who is your guru? And they make up some name of somebody who you never heard of in a million years, who's got like 3 disciples or something, and he's just some kind of fraud, and they're following him. When we're telling people, take shelter of Srila Prabhupada, as Yaśodā was so nicely describing, take shelter of him in his manifested presence, in his transcendental instructions. There's so many books. There's so many lectures. There's so many letters, so much information for all of us. And it's responsibility of all of our membership, Mother Shreya, to research all this information. And if you have any questions, by the way, during the program, remember this, you can put them up in the chat. Just type them in the chat. And if we have time, we'll read them out and have Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu answer them. But Prabhupada is living in sound, and the devotees that live with him in sound, they are also connected to the source. You have to, the light will not go on if you don't plug it into the powered source, like here in Hamilton. Guess where we're connected? We're connected to Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is one of the wonders of the world. And from Niagara Falls, all the electricity is generated by the flowing of the water. And in this way, we get our light. And in the same way, if you're connected properly to Srila Prabhupada with the proper understanding given by his bona fide disciples, you will feel the energy flowing through you, the transcendental potency of this process, enlivening you to carry on with this process, and at the time of death, go back home, back to Godhead. And is that victory? Yes. Even if you get one person to join you or join us, that will also be a big success, because people come and go. We can see that. We're going to move forward with our next section of the program, which is the next lecture by Srila Prabhupada here at the Prabhupada Disciples Association, Hare Krishna Society, Saturday morning Bhagavad-gītā As It Is class. Haribol.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam.
says now, because we are not yet advanced enough to see Krishna as the Supreme Person directly, how should we meditate upon Him?
You do not see Krishna in the temple. We are worshipping something big. You have to see Krishna, as Krishna says, in the present state, just like Krishna says, Rasoham Vapsukauntiya. Krishna says, I am the taste of the water. To see Krishna in the taste of the water, that will make you advance. According to different stages, Krishna says, I am the taste of the water. So when you drink water, why don't you see Krishna? This taste is Krishna. Rasoham Vapsukauntiya Prabhasmi Shashisudya. When you see the sunshine, moonshine, Krishna says, I am the sunshine, I am the moonshine. So as soon as you see in the morning sunshine, you see Krishna. As soon as you see at night moonshine, you see Krishna. Pranama sarva vedeshu. Any Vedic mantra is chanted, Om Tad Vishnu, this Omkar is Krishna. Paurusam Nishu. And anything extraordinary done by somebody, that is Krishna. So you have to see Krishna in this way. Then gradually you see Krishna will reveal himself, you will see. But there is no difference between realizing the taste of water as Krishna and seeing Krishna personally. There is no difference. So according to your present position, you see Krishna in that. Then you gradually see. If you want to see immediately Krishna's Raslila, that is not possible. You have to see, as soon as there is heat, you have to know that there is fire. As soon as there is smoke, you have to know there is fire. Even though you do not see directly fire, but we can understand, because the smoke is there must be fire. So in this way, in the beginning, you have to realize Krishna. They are stated in the 7th chapter. Find out. Rasoham Vapsukauntiya Prabhasmi Shashisudya. Pranavasarva vedeshu.
7.8. O son of Kunti, Arjuna, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man.
So in this way see Krishna. Where is the difficulty? Who asked this question? Where is the difficulty to see Krishna? Is there any difficulty? See Krishna. Manvana bhava mad bhakta. Krishna says, always think of me. So as soon as you drink water, immediately taste and say, here is Krishna. Manvana bhava. Where is the difficulty? There is no difficulty. Everything is difficult. What is the difficulty?
Now should we try to remember that Krishna is God?
What do you think of it? Chaitanya Ramayana Pura Sitatar Bhava. There one has read all the Ramayana, and after reading he is asking, Sita Devi, whose father she is? Whose father is Sita Devi? Your question is like that.
Because last year in Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada, he told us that we should not forget that Krishna is God. You told it many times.
Yeah, that's why I forget it. What is
it? If a devotee falls down from the path of devotional service, is he ever subject to the hells described in the Bhagavad-gītā?
The devotee never falls down.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
A devotee never falls down. What a wonderful statement. A pure devotee never falls down. Neophyte devotee might, but the pure devotee doesn't. Prabhupada was on the transcendental platform of pure devotional service. And Prabhupada never fell down. You never heard a story, Yaśodā-nandana, of any scandal with Srila Prabhupada, ever, while he was preaching in America or Canada or worldwide. Never happened. And the fact of the matter is that this has gone on with these so-called fake gurus, and there's been so much scandal about them. I just saw recently there's this Supreme Court case going in India about child abuse from these so-called pure devotees. So that was really brilliant what Prabhupada said, that Krishna, you don't see Krishna in the temple, he says. He's there. You don't see Krishna in the water. I'm the taste of water. And you don't see Krishna in the sunshine and the moonshine. Krishna is everywhere, but your eyes have to be anointed with the salve of love. And then when you do, everything you see Krishna. And it's interesting to note, Prabhupada also said in the earlier talk, even if someone says something minor to you, your mind becomes disturbed because you're suffering. So we cannot be concerned about the petty things of life. They don't mean anything. And when you die, it'll be totally irrelevant. It'll all go away. And you'll be in your eternal relationship with Krishna in Krishna Loka. That is what will be the result of taking shelter of this process of sadhana with the Prabhupada Disciples Association and the Hare Krishna Society. That is the goal. We have success when everyone becomes Krishna conscious and goes back to Godhead together. And we're going to move forward with our next section of the program, Rupa Goswami, which is the Kirtan by Srila Prabhupada. So please chant along with His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 8, Offenses to be Avoided. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Sometimes the atheistic class of men take it that any demigod is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. But one who is a devotee knows that no demigod, however great he may be, is independently as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, if someone thinks that he can chant Kali, Kali or Durga, Durga, and it is the same as Hare Krishna, that is the greatest offense. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Because by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can be freed from all kinds of sinful reactions. It should not be taken that one may continue to act sinfully and after that chant Hare Krishna to neutralize his sins. Such a dangerous mentality is very offensive and should be avoided. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities. Karma Kanda. 9th, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Anyone can take part in chanting the holy name of the Lord, but in the beginning one should not be instructed about the transcendental potency of the Lord. Those who are too sinful cannot appreciate the transcendental glories of the Lord, and therefore it is better not to instruct them in this matter. 10th, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names, and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta.
And just
Hare
and that'll
Krishna,
hold it
Hare
up,
Krishna,
you know.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Haribo, Vanchakalpa, Trubhyascha,
Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and who are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Thanks, everybody, for participating in this lively reading and discussion. Thanks, Vishwakarma Prabhu, for hosting the program from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Krishna Kata Prabhu from San Diego, Ram Raghava from Georgia, Rupa Goswami Prabhu from Mumbai, India, Shreya Mataji from South India. We have Bhakti Roy in Mississippi, Bhakti Nander in Alaska, Viprahita Prabhu from Georgia, Bhakti Vinay in South India, Bhakti Vaibhav Borde, wherever you are, Bhakti Anshuman Mishra from Orissa, and everybody else who participating online. Thank you for your participation. Please join us tomorrow morning from Srimad Bhagavatam reading and discussion at 7 o'clock a.m. or 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Daily Time. Please join us and enjoy the program. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.